I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to show you how I raise the location for my Targa mount in the trunk so that we could lift it up and keep it away from resting on top of the subs from the sub enclosures here. Otherwise, if you install these in your car, the factory location is going to leave it so that the top is resting on top of the speakers all the time. Okay, so the Targa top was sitting in here with these sub enclosures. It was resting right on the speakers. So I simply got some these little foot caps or whatever, rubber caps from the hardware store for a couple dollars. Drilled some screws, or drilled some holes, put in the screws, and they supported away. So if we look at the depth here to the bottom, we are increasing the height by 1 inch and 3/8. So while it's apart, everything apart back here, we will look at whether that's even possible. Now we're going to remove the rear cover here. So we have lower clips here, and then the upper clips. You just simply unscrew. Back the carpet sheet to go around the Targa mount. And I'm going to disconnect the trunk light. Okay, and we still have 2 clips here. You can get trim and clip removing tools, but in all my years, I found screwdrivers or pliers are certainly effective. Everybody has some type of needle nose pliers. You can certainly do it here. Drill a new hole, raise it up. This side, we're gonna have a problem because the bracket doesn't come all the way down. We could do it by creating a metal plate or something that goes over here, and that would hold it in place, short of removing the rear bumper and relocating the 2 screws there. Measure 1 3/8 on there. Let's do there. My white paint marker is swap this slightly so we have some adjustment side to side. Let's go through our new hole. Ooh. The other thing we're going to have to do is now cut this off. Okay, so we've got to cut this plastic off. One. What I did is I measured what I needed down here to make a support plate that we're going to bolt on, and essentially I just took some 200 thou steel plate, cut it, drilled the hole according to where I needed it, and this fits in just like that. This is the side we cut it to. Now that supports it level, and then I've got some other steel sheet metal that's 80 thou thick, so it's pretty rigid, and we're going to put that now. This is not going anywhere as far as sliding down with the weight on it. Okay, so I measured, and essentially 1 3/8 goes up to where this backing is on the tail panel. So I'm going to cut this straight up to there, and then an angle, kind of like what they did from the factory. I'm not going to cut this off yet because we want to make sure that the fit works, and if it has to be cut further up, get a better idea so that we can remove the least amount of material. So what we'll do is when we put it in, I'm just going to fold it over and see how that works. So let's go install this panel. I'm going to fold the material over and fit it on like that. On. It's a tight fit with the amplifier. There we go. Now we want to see how our holes line up here. So yeah, I've cut it the right amount, and for the moment I'm not going to cut away that piece up top. So you can see down here we have a little bit of a hole, and once I get the subs in here and I make sure that everything fits well, then we'll decide if we're going to patch in the carpet there. I'm just setting these subs in for now so we can see how the Targa clears it.
these fit in. And as you can see, we got a nice gap here. And I know from the movement these speakers are actually quite recessed, these P1 punchers by Rockford. So I know in the movement they never extend anywhere near even the height of the trim ring. So we have perfect clearance. And now we have essentially the factory fit. Wasn't that hard to raise those mounts at all, actually. I'm pleased with how this turned out. So I'm going to come along here and cut this as straight as I can. And what we can do is patch this in down here. And there's a simple way of doing that. So I'm going to use a combination of tape and some Gorilla Glue. So we've got some glue, which Gorilla Glue is activated by water. It's a little bit of water mixed in. What we're going to do is come over here, put some on the carpet. Because we're going to overlap it. And you're going to use a couple pieces of duct tape around the inside here. So what I'm going to do is take this part here, rub it against the glue, and the glue will take some time to set up. Put some duct tape down on the inside. You could clamp this if you wanted, but what's going to happen is when we put it in, tape's going to get, or the carpet's going to get pushed this way. Tape's going to keep it from coming off, so that will just push the carpet in to itself to help it set. Same thing back here. That will sit in like that. Well, as we install the tail panel, need to, once again, connect the lights. The plastic nuts here. Top one is for the cargo net. Bottom one. Let's just push this off. We cleared the speaker wire. Don't forget to install these retaining tabs in these two spots here. Interior's back together. It's been 24 hours since we glued the carpet and taped it and installed the carpeting at the back here. And as you can see, the method I did of gluing it and taping it on there worked well. Covered the hole and looks good. Not that you'd really even see down there, but it covered it up. Worked perfect. Thanks for joining us, and I hope that my videos are helpful for you in projects on your C6 Corvette. And we're going to have some upcoming other videos as we do other improvements as winter projects, because it's the end of October and we're hitting the 7 months of winter in Edmonton, Canada.
So a few things we're going to do is proper restoration of the headlights, how to properly sand them and polish the plastic to restore them as new. We're going to be sanding down and refinishing the Targa top. This is a clear plastic one, and it has crazing, which is pretty much, I have a really hard time finding a Corvette that's 10 years old that doesn't have crazing. So it's not a difficult job, it just takes some time. We have a halo kit for the headlights. We're going to be doing some LED lights in the dash and just a few other projects, and many of them are actually going to have Tanner do them and instruct you guys on what we're doing. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoy Tanner's garage, and we hope to see more of his videos working on classic vehicles and other mechanical maintenance, teaching youngsters, teenagers what to do, how to look after their vehicles and how to do restoration projects. Because if a teenager can do it, anybody can do it.